So I am going to turn it to you because you always have the most interesting ahas. What has been your aha lately?
I don't know if they're interesting or not. In fact, there are things that I think I've done before, but it's interesting how much of a habit it's become. My husband and I were visiting some friends this weekend who have a home in the Shenandoah Mountains. I think I said that right. And we took a hike on the Appalachian Trail, which is amazing. I'd never done that before. And they have another friend who's like really good at identifying plants and other things. And so my friend Carla kept like sending photos to her friend Mark to ask what things were. And I was like, I have a friend who's with us on the walk and can help us right now. And so we all got so into it, and we were trying to find mushrooms that we could eat. And I don't know if you've ever foraged for mushrooms. I have not.
No.
But there are lots of different mushrooms, and they're not all edible. So that was really fun. But I did one other thing that was a little twist on something I've done before. I had to do this live TV interview on CBS morning show, like totally friendly interview about the benefits of mediation, and in particular for the people who lost their homes in the fires. And just mediation is like the star of the story, not me, not the AAA. Like it's about mediation. And so I asked ChatGPT to practice with me, and then give me feedback, which is great. And then I said, well, let's turn it around and let me ask you the questions so I could see ChatGPT's answers instead of just its critiques of my answers. And it was actually a nice extra way to prepare. So I really recommend it if you're preparing for something live.
Did you feel like anybody asked you questions that were sort of augmented, your answers were augmented by your prep?
I mean, I think I might have been fine if I did no prep. So I don't know. I mean, but the prep definitely made me feel like comfortable and confident. I will say there was another person being interviewed with me he's a mediator for a community mediation center, and he lost his home. Really sad story. And they asked him a question about how to get in touch with the community mediation center where he volunteers, and he kind of froze, and he was like, I think the yellow pages. And so I felt bad that I couldn't jump in, and ChatGPT did not prepare me for that. So
man,
I know.
Come on, ChatGPT.
I know. How about you? Do you have a good one this week?
I don't know if this is a good one, but I thought it was interesting because people are so generous on LinkedIn and they share all the different ways that they're using AI. And I don't know how the algorithms feed things to me at all on LinkedIn, but somebody who's in marketing ended up on my homepage, and they were feeding their company's website through ChatGPT and asking it to apply this Ogilvy's taxonomy. Have you ever heard of this?
Don't even know what that is.
Same. I had no idea what it is, which, is another reason why I love AI, because I don't need to really know what it is.
No.
But apparently it's like a 15-point scale in marketing that you use to assess the quality of a website. And each item on the scale gets like between 6 and 7 points. And I just took this person's prompt. Thank you to whoever it was. I wish that I remembered their name. And took my website and fed it into ChatGPT and said, like, can you run this through the Ogilvy's taxonomy and give me a report card? And it did. And some of it, again, it's like everything in everybody's domain. Some of the things would not be appropriate for our audience. Like, ask me now, like call for a 15-minute consult, like wouldn't work. But some of them were really good. And so then I had it, and this was in response to my husband's later suggestion that day. He said, why don't you ask it for how it would adjust that based on your audience, which tend to be law firms and corporate legal. So I did that. And I left my kids and my family downstairs. I was like, I must go upstairs and do this now. And it gave me better suggestions then. And it was like a much more professionalized version of the original taxonomy, which I imagine is for like B2C websites.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool, and something that I would have never done before and sort of wish I knew about before we started building it in the first place.
I was going to say, did you make changes as a result of the recommendations? No,
I
but
don't know
you
how to
can
make changes yet.
Oh, okay. Ask ChatGPT.
That's a whole other podcast, building website, which is not something I enjoy doing. But yeah, if I were to do it over again, I would start with Ogilvy's taxonomy, which I imagine marketers do.
It's a great tip. We're like in the very final stages of standing up a new website. I think we're hoping for our release like first week of June. So now, of course, I'm going to go right back and talk to Michael about Ogilvy's taxonomy. And I'm just going to act like, of course, I know what it is and see what he thinks about how it's doing.
Obviously. You're welcome, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Michael.
Thank you for tuning in to 2030 Vision, AI and the Future of Law. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our podcast and leave a review. Stay informed and inspired, as we continue to explore the AI-driven future of the legal profession. We'll see you next time.